Okay, I think that I'm actually alive this time. Let me check. Let me check. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do this now. I'm Chronix from the most extreme wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for November 11th, 2020. My friends, I've had the worst audio troubles tonight. I'm using my web camera, and my cats were fighting, and they took down my blinds back there. It was a freaking disaster. Right now, it's being held up with this little brace right here. So it's been a night. So let's get it. It's Veterans Day. We had a little bit of a new intro. It's a little bit of a remixed song for AEW Dynamite. What's going on, Super Serpents? Man, I'm just doing this live right here. I've never had so many audio problems, but we're gonna fix that because we're live now. Okay, so we're kicking off tonight with the FTW crew. They're coming out with their little entrance together. Brian Cage is going to be in action, and Taz is on commentary. And Darby Allin, oh yes, he is up in the rafters tonight. But tonight, he's accompanied with his newly found TNT Gold that he has won. Taz says that he better stay up there and stay away from the action that FTW will be dishing out, or he's going to get busted up. And his little buddy Cody, well, he better do the same, or bad things are going to happen. So right here, we have Brian Cage, the FTW champion, taking on Matt Sydal. Ricky Starks is ringside with Brian Cage. Now, Brian Cage, he is one huge man. However, Matt Sydal is very quick. He uses this to his advantage, gets his kicks in, tries to cut the man down to size, but Cage, he's got a lot of size to cut down. He hits that beautiful overhead belly-to-belly suplex that I love so much and gets Matt Sydal surprisingly getting some near falls here, but tries to take to the air too many times and gets caught by Brian Cage, and that drill claw, boom, down to the ground for the 1, 2, 3, and Brian Cage coming away with the victory. Ricky Starks gets on the microphone, which I much appreciate. Ricky Starks is he's very good at that. He had his little open shirt going on, showing himself off, showing off his skills on the microphone, and we are told that the next step for FTW is that TNT Championship, and the Revolution will be televised. They let us know that Brian Cage and Ricky Starks are number 4 and 5 ranked in the ranking system. Although we haven't really seen much of the ranking system being utilized, well, they let us know that basically be on the watch because these guys will be challenging for that TNT Championship soon enough, which we all knew was going to be the case. Now, Cody Rhodes comes down to congratulate, after this segment here, the new TNT champion. Cody Rhodes, of course, lost his TNT Championship at Full Gear and lets Darby Allin that, he lets him know, like, hey, no rematch at this time. He's going to refocus himself. He wants MJF, and a lady appears behind Cody. A lady that appears to be taller. She has white hair. She has amazing abs, and her name is Jade Cargill. They've never really brought up this lady ever before. Apparently, she's been in the crowd, but now all of a sudden, here she is, and she's a big dog interrupting Cody, somebody as important as Cody. And she says, there's nothing big about you, Cody. And I was like, ooh, I hope Brandy does not hear this because she's probably going to have a thing or two to say about that. Congratulates Cody on getting his last name back, but tells Cody he doesn't have the balls to go by one name. And I was like, what is she talking about? Because she goes by two names. Well, I guess she doesn't have balls. But it was weird. I didn't really understand why she mentioned that, but we were soon to find out because she says that there is a giant coming, and it's not just her. It's Shaq. And I'm like, Shaq? Which Shaq is a wrestling fan. He was going to take on Big Show that one time, but then didn't. But for whatever reason, I guess he's for realsies going to do something here with Cody. Okay, well, that's surprising, and that'll be cool. So two tall people, they're going to be in a tag team? I don't know, but Sassy Brandy comes out because she does not like these accusations of small balls or no balls and whatever. She's angry. She calls Jade Ratchet trifling. She calls her a heifer. So you know things, or she's very upset is what's going on here. And Jade, as Brandy turns and walks away, gives her a smack on the behind. So insult to injury, I guess. It's interesting because Brandy, she goes from doing one thing to another thing. She's business Brandy. She's shot at Brandy. She's nice Brandy. She's encouraging Brandy. She's sassy Brandy. Whatever week demands of her, like a new week, a new Brandy. Why not? But Brian Cage comes out of nowhere and attacks Cody. And Darby finally comes all the way down from the top of the arena to take down the monster and kind of alleviate the situation. So as you know, yes, Cody and Darby, they're buddies. They're kind of match friends, but sometimes it be's like that. And Shaq and this Jade lady, well, they're friends, I guess. Is Shaq going to come in as a heel? Because otherwise, I guess, well, Jade obviously is a bad person. She's a bad guy saying all these horrible things about our beloved Cody and his wife. And yeah, so I don't know. That's going to be weird how they build this. We'll see, because we originally was going to see a Chris Jericho match with some involvement with Mike Tyson, and that never happened. So who knows? We get some recaps from Full Gear. That's going to happen a lot tonight because that pay-per-view was this past Saturday. Get a Jon Moxley promo saying that he did not quit at Full Gear. True! And he won't quit on us ever. So, great. The champion has spoken. Kenny Omega, he is the #1 contender. And they will go head-to-head. It won't be on a pay-per-view. It will be December 2nd on Dynamite. So, I guess they didn't want to just wait. They wanted to get this out of the way. But to me, after their match at Full Gear 2019 and all, like, now they're going to have another match, it just seems not as important to have it on Dynamite. But that's what they have chosen to do. So I'm sure it's going to be a great match, but it will be yes on Dynamite December 2nd. Next up, we have the bunkhouse match. We got hay bales, cowbells, ring bells, lassos, and one golden steel chair. It's about to get crazy up in here. We got Butcher and Blade with Bunny taking on Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. One of the big reasons that this is happening is because of Allie, the Bunny. She was with QT Marshall, and then she betrayed him, but she kind of betrayed him the whole time. She was just bored and wanted to hang out with him and seduce him, I guess. Weird, but now they're going to have this bunkhouse match, and it's going to be crazy. They bring out the ladders, the tables, the trash cans. The dudes are bleeding. People are getting beatings, seasons beatings. My goodness, we're getting close to Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean, it's about the holiday time, so seasons beatings for everyone. They had everything, every kind of weapon that you could imagine. Even a spot where Butcher is fighting Dustin up the stage, and Dustin ends up bulldogging the Butcher through a random huge balsa wood box container that had crash pads below. I suppose we were supposed to believe that was some kind of staging area, but if it was not very sturdy. Let's say that. One of the tables that they actually brought out on the ringside, you could tell that they removed all the metal from it, and it was already bending as they set it up. And I thought to myself, my goodness, what are they going to use this for? But we're going to find out in just a second. Yeah, Blade, he gets all the way, or wait, Blade blades, and he's with QT Marshall. They're fighting over the bunny, and the bunny falls through that weak table. That's why, because bunny doesn't weigh that much, I suppose, and they didn't want the table to just not break, which would have happened if it was any other table. And QT goes up the huge ladder as the referee holds it and hits a humongous elbow drop for a 2, not even a 3. I mean, if you dropping an elbow from that height and you only get a 2, I don't know. Maybe the Blade, he's just an incredibly strong athlete, or I don't know how to explain that. But that's what they did here on Dynamite. But Dustin and Butcher finally come back. They regenerate from that balsa wood incident, and Dustin and his partner QT, they get the double team Butcher and Blade, and a bloodied QT Marshall and Dustin win. And yeah, actually that bunny spot was right there at the end. So that was all the culmination of that match. And this bunkhouse match that they decided to do on a random episode of Dynamite, there it is. It was brutal. There was blood. There was hay. There was cowbells. Cowbells were used. Tables were broken. Bodies strewn everywhere. And next up, we have Matt Hardy, a little video package about the Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara thing. Matt Hardy did have a interview segment built into this video where he said that he now respects Sammy Guevara, which makes me think that Sammy Guevara is going to start becoming a good guy. I had this theory that as MJF entered the inner circle, that Sammy Guevara would start getting upset and jealous and eventually turn. And it's going to be weird seeing Sammy Guevara as a likable guy, a respectable man, but it seems like that's where we're going. That seems to be the case of what we are doing. So let's talk more about the Inner Circle, because it's the 2020 Inner Circle induction ceremony. So I suppose they're making fun of the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, kind of poking fun at that. 2020 Inner Circle induction ceremony. Does that mean every single year we're going to have an induction ceremony? No, it just means they wanted to make a joke. So they made a joke because they like making jokes. Chris Jericho comes down, introducing himself, the crowd singing his song as they do. He takes the podium and first introduces the Inner Circle. They don't look too excited as they come down, and no Sammy Guevara. So where is Sammy Guevara? We are initially led to believe that Sammy Guevara is just upset, but we don't know. We don't know until we hear from Sammy Guevara, which we will get to later. Chris Jericho doesn't know where Sammy Guevara is, and he introduces MJF and Wardlow. They come down to the podium. They fake their emotional outpouring. MJF says, I've been in the game for 5 years. I got a small loan of $1 million. And I said, my goodness, you know what we need now? More political jokes. We just need more of them because we just can't get enough of that. That sounds cool. Let's do that. Well, that's what he did. He also gave us Drake references that went right over my head. And MJF gives Chris Jericho a surprise birthday party. So Chris Jericho has turned 50. My goodness, he is 50 years old. That's insane. He's half a century at this point. And MJF, he's got tickets. He's got tickets for everybody in the Inner Circle. They're going to Vegas to celebrate. So next week, they will be in Vegas doing a celebration. So that we've already seen them sing. I can imagine if they're going to Vegas, they'll have more singing and dancing. And I don't know, maybe they'll play their video game that's coming out, the Casino Battle or Battle Royal, whatever. Video game, whatever. We get a title match recap. And next, Alex Marvez interviews the Young Bucks from the Young Bucks locker room in room 221. And they apologize for super kicking Marvez in the face. And Marvez as you could imagine, is a little bit tentative. He doesn't want to get too close because he might get struck. Once again, he might get another super kick in the face, but he doesn't. The Young Bucks talk about how they saw a wrestling music video, kind of a little self-made package for a tag team called Top Flight, which is, if you remember the Dudley Boys, Devon's twin sons. It's his sons. They're in a tag team. And yeah, that's cool and everything, but you would think with the massive amount of tag teams that are in AEW, the high quality, the caliber of people that they have, that they would already have a pre-laid out idea of where to go, of what story that they could do next, of what big pay-per-view they could build to. And maybe they do, but they didn't have a match this week. Understandable, because, I mean, my goodness, Matt Jackson was destroyed during that match, even though he won. They didn't have a match this week. They're building to one next week with a tag team that's not even a part of AEW. I most certainly would not do it that way, but this is AEW and not me. Next up, we got Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard taking on Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky has returned. I guess he's negative. He's good. He's fine. He was going to have this match at the pay-per-view, but now we're having it right here, right now for you. Yeah, this is a pretty good match. They brought out the brutality. They brought out some stairs, some solid steel stairs, or diamond-plated stairs, if you will, to the outside. Yeah, totally missing a super kick on Sky, but did not miss a giant sidewalk slam to the steel, and that looked very painful. Tully tosses Spears a weight. It's like a weighted glove type thing. And yeah, he uses this. Shawn Spears uses this weighted glove to lay out Scorpio Sky, gets the pinfall victory, and Shawn Spears, still a jerk, but a winner. So it's happening. It's happening right now. Now we have Dasha. She's backstage for about 2 seconds. She's trying to interview Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega is elusive, so they instantly cut back, and then they show Marvez chasing down Omega. We've got to get words from Omega. Omega is the #1 contender for the AEW Championship, for Jon Moxley's championship. So I guess we need to know what he has to say, because we couldn't have got that at any other time or after the pay-per-view or after the match or anything. We need to get his reaction, apparently. This is important information about a match that we all knew was going to happen like the moment that Kenny Omega won. Plus, they've been talking about this. So strange that it's just strange. It's strange the way they did it. Why is Kenny Omega leaving? Why does he got to get out of here? Kenny Omega lets us know that Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega himself, they've never had a regular one-on-one match. And that's what they're going to be doing for the very first time, a regular match instead of some kind of hardcore match or whatever the case is. So that's cool. But I don't know why he was in such a hurry. But the man's in a hurry. He's got things to do. The #1 contender, too busy for Dynamite. Now we have Tay Conti with Anna Jay of the Dark Order versus Red Velvet with her tag partner, but in this capacity, just her manager in this situation, Brandy. And I thought it was weird because now you have a storyline where Brandy is having problems with this new Jade lady who dresses in all red sequin type things with the abs. And her tag team partner just looks like a smaller version of that, like same type of gear and everything. Now, on this match, Red Velvet did look a little bit different, but still. It's got the red going on and everything. It's just, first glance, you might be like, wait. But Tay Conti, you know what? These are good talents. I like seeing these people in the ring. Now, they're not Red Velvet. Is she ready for prime time? Is she ready for, for all this? You could say whatever. But they had a pretty decent match. Tay Conti, she tops the cake. She's got the cakes that makes the shakes. She pins Red Velvet and wins this match here. Backstage, Marvez is interviewing again I hope that he got paid overtime for this night. My goodness, he's interviewing the Inner Circle. They got their Las Vegas passes, and Sammy Guevara appears. And where was Sammy Guevara? Well, he says that MJF, newest member here in the Inner Circle, sent Sammy Guevara a email saying go to the beach. And MJF is like, oh, but I sent you another email that said come to the arena. So there's some trickery afoot. If it's true that he sent 2 emails, well, Sammy Guevara didn't get it. And I'm pretty sure he could check his email or possibly have MJF show him his sent emails. We all know what's going on here. He didn't send that second email. It's an email scandal here on AEW Dynamite. And Chris Jericho, of course, takes the side of MJF and says, yeah, it's fine, whatever, you didn't get it, but you're here now. And MJF gives Sammy Guevara his ticket. He's like, this one's on me, bud. So he's already being a jerk. Once again, MJF is being like the rude stepdad or whatever, just like, it's okay, buddy, it's fine, even though he's being a complete jerk to this man. Get another Full Gear recap, this time about best friends Miro and Kip Sabian from Full Gear. Next week, going to have Kip Sabian and Orange Cassidy. We're going to have the Bucks and Top Flight, of course. We're going to have Inner Circle as they slay in Las Vegas. Yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do in the Las Vegas thing. I assume they're just going to film segments and make it look like Las Vegas. Like Las Vegas. They're not going to go to Las Vegas for sure. Absolutely not. Not in these trying times. Not going to happen. Maybe a lot of people in that group are not going to have fun. You have members who are not too satisfied with the fact that MJF and his bodyguard Wardlow have just inserted themselves into the Inner Circle. When you got like a friend group and then you get a couple of members in that friend group who are not popular with the other ones, it creates a rift. Things could be going down. The Inner Circle might crumble right in front of our eyes. It might just deflate. And that would be sad, would it not? But Sammy Guevara, he's definitely jealous of MJF. And I imagine there's going to be more to do with that, to the point where eventually Sammy Guevara gets ousted out of the group and becomes a beloved character. Oh, it could happen. I believe in it. Now we have Eddie Kingston, because we got to stop the momentum. Yes, we do. He gets on the microphone and says, yeah, he did say I quit at the pay-per-view in his losing effort against the AEW champion Jon Moxley. And he says that he will never quit trying to be world champion. He will never quit wrestling. He just happened to quit that one match. And he says, being the leader and all this, he's got to do this. And right now, we're going to have Penta Zero and Ray Phoenix here in the main event. Why this tag team is fighting each other and not potentially fighting someone like the new tag team champions like the Young Bucks? Questionable. Penta Zero, Ray Phoenix, why do they keep fighting each other? I understood why they were fighting each other when they had to fight each other, because one of them could potentially get a title shot. But no. Here they are fighting each other in a very strange match here in the main event. Penta starts trying to tear off Ray Phoenix's mask. They're brothers. Why are they doing this? If anyone should have the amount of respect for it's his brother. And it just didn't make sense to me. It's like, why is he so mad that he would do this, knowing what it would mean? He would literally bring disgrace to his own family, to his own namesake, because this is part of his own tag team. So that to me is preposterous. I didn't get that. I didn't understand why they were trying to kill each other here in this match. Penta gets package pile drived on the apron. You don't do this to your worst enemy. What are they doing it here for? I just didn't understand. They're doing moves on the ground and another package pile driver in the ring, and Penta wins. Eddie he gets on the microphone and is basically encouraging these guys to split up even more. So what is the excuse? The whole entire reason that they were fighting each other so hard is because of Eddie Kingston? Like Eddie Kingston convinced brothers to go against each other? This was not properly explained on the commentary. I was sitting there being confused. I'm like, I literally review these shows every week, and I cannot tell you what sense this makes. And then, in the heat of the moment, when everything was just going off the rails, here comes PAC. He has returned. I thought he was going to return at the pay-per-view, but no. This man returns here tonight, here on Dynamite. And yeah, he says that Eddie Kingston has made a mistake. So it looks like Eddie Kingston and PAC might have a little tussle. Oh, excuse me, coming up. Got a little hiccup going on. I'm okay. Very, very strange way to end the night. I'm very interested to see, of course, what we're going to do with Shaq, what we're going to do with this new lady, Jade. What's Brandy going to do next week? I mean, my goodness, she seems to change every single day. But we're coming off of a pay-per-view, and we're building towards another Dynamite episode, and another big Dynamite episode December 7th. Yeah, that's AEW Dynamite. I'm glad that I got my sound working. I'm glad that you could hear me and you could be with me here tonight. That's very awesome. And I will catch you guys next time.